Coffee with Barry Lemoine of Shine Productions. How's it going this morning?
Hey, Kath, thanks for having me. Happy to be here at St. Roch Market and Coast Roast Coffee.
Getting some coffee, yes. I'm hanging out with you is always fun because I do like a good yat on the show. I like to have a good yat on because this will be a great episode.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. So you're a theater guy down in St. Bernard. That's kind of what you're known for, Shine Productions. So you've been doing it for a while now, though. You got started a long time ago.
Yeah, I was an English teacher first, and I always loved film and I love theater and productions, but I was never an actor per se until I got in the classroom, and then every day is its own
It's
show.
production. I say that with my wife being a teacher all the time. I'm like, you're like on stage,
And you're on stage 5 or 6 times a day, and each show is like an hour long with the beginning, the middle, and end.
Yeah.
So I kind of got into that performance component there, and then there was a teacher at Brother Martin where I was teaching at, who said, "Man, you ought to be on stage. You'd be really good." So that kind of tweaked my interest a little bit. And then Gary Rucker, who is a big dog now at Rivertown, was a student at the time, had written a play, and they cast me as the adult in the high school production.
Oh, okay.
So that was my illustrious beginning. And I kind of really did like it, and I was kind of torn between wanting to be a screenwriter.
And this is like early 2000s, huh?
This is probably earlier than that. This is probably 96.
96. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So I taught at Brother Martin from 96 to
Where did you go to high school? Brother Martin?
Yeah, I graduated from Brother Martin in 81, and I taught there from 86 to 91. So this is like mid 90s, I guess. And then it was one of those things where I was kind of wanting to be a screenwriter, and then I chased the screenwriting dream for a while. But it was like after a while, you need thousands of dollars to do a play, you need millions of dollars to do a movie. I should do plays. So I started writing plays.
And then you did plays through St. Bernard. I think one of your biggest ones was the Betsy play.
Yeah, and even with Betsy, Voices from the Storm. And I was teaching high school English at Andrew Jackson at the time. And at the time, this is before Katrina, obviously. And everybody kind of referenced stuff before Betsy and after Betsy, just like they do now. And I said, I was teaching a journalism class, and I said, you know what, for a school project, let's everybody interview one person who survived Hurricane Betsy and see what the themes are and see what it was all about. So the kids went and interviewed people in different places, and they brought those stories in. And from those stories, I pieced together scenes and monologues that became the spine for An Evening with Betsy. And that kind of really resonated with a lot of people because, it had been 30 years since the storm, so I think people had time to heal. And I think it was cathartic for a lot of people to kind of re-experience some of these things. And I sat in an old New Orleans shotgun double, and people were debating whether they're going to evacuate for this incoming storm. And so it was a flashback between where they were now and, I remember where I was when I was at Betsy, and then we'd have characters playing them 30 years prior. Yeah. So it was really a great storytelling project, but it was also we use a lot of humor.
So can you update that for and do a Katrina show, or what's your thoughts on that?
I wanted to just do like a generic Voices from the Storm kind of thing, because the thing that they have in common is Betsy and Katrina, especially in St. Bernard. I mean, you were devastated either way. And it was one of those things where it's the resiliency and people helping people and kind of. But there's also, a lot of humor that comes out of stuff that's, it's not funny at the time, but when you look back on it, there's some humor. So I thought about it. I still think it might be a little too soon to do a storm stuff, and especially with the recent floods and everything in the state, it might be too much.
Because you're a comedy production. You're a comedy production at the...
Well, I try to do catastrophe comedy.
Catastrophe
that's my forte.
Well, that's a phenomenal thing for here in New Orleans. Like, we are catastrophe comedy. That is it. That is the whole... That should be on the
hashtag.
Yeah, that should be. I was thinking on like the city's flag, like catastrophe comedy, New Orleans.
Yeah, come see it.
Yeah, come see it.
But so that was one of the things. It was always like, if you just did stuff that was, sad or, bring you down and stuff, then, how long would people watch it? How long would people watch this?
No, they're already gone, probably.
After 7 minutes, stick around for 7 minutes. It's going to get really crazy. But it's one of those things where it's like you have to have some humor in it to make it play.
Oh, sure.
So it gives you the peaks and the valleys to make it funny. So that's kind of what we always do. We try to, any of our original stuff that's serious base, we still have a lot of comedy.
And that's really the soul of the city. That's really the soul of the area. I mean, that's really it. I mean, that's why I said I was excited to have like a real yad on because, like, yes, we can find the humor in tragedy. That's definitely something that's that's an underlying theme, comedy and tragedy. It's serious. It's a serious thing, but we can always turn around and laugh at ourselves or whatever. Because my wife on one of the previous episodes, I was kind of bashing on Araby. And my wife was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be saying that." And she's from Gulfport, you know. And I'm like, "No, that's fine." Like everybody would be like, "Yeah, Araby's terrible," you know. But I mean, of course, there's like a self-deprecating kind of humor there, and it's the comedy and the tragedy of it all.
Yep. In fact, it's funny that you were talking about the tragedy and the comedy part of it, because when we were doing a show the weekend of Hurricane Katrina. Yeah. So we did a show Thursday night, we did a show Friday night, and everybody's like, "Oh, y'all gonna cancel Saturday?" And I was like, "I don't know why." They're like, "Well, the storm's coming right at you." I mean, we had no idea because it came so quick.
Yeah.
So then we wound up canceling the Saturday show, and of course, everything got crushed. But when we came back, we had our lights in the ceiling, and we had our sound that still worked. So we lost houses and jobs and schools and everything else. So that's when we decided. We said, "Hey, let's take the lights down. Let's everybody buy one trunk and let's hit the road."
And so you took that show on the road, and I guess people loved it.
Yeah,
because it was a connection.
So we had 7 actors and a 37-foot RV, and we traveled all the states that made up the original Louisiana Purchase. Mm-hmm. And we followed all 12 states over a 12-week period, and we did shows wherever we could get, and it was basically sharing the history, the heartache, and the humor of our hometown.
Yeah.
And so, one night we'd be like in a gymnasium in Oklahoma City, and then the next day we'd be like Notre Dame on campus in this beautiful facility, and then we'd be like in a campground. It's like we never knew what we were going to do. But our message was not so much about the venue, but it's how many different places could we go to get people to keep the awareness of all the heartache and the devastation that was going here. It was amazing how many different volunteers you had met along the way and how many different people had come down to help.
So I'm jumping forward to today. You got a brand new show coming out.
Yeah. So one of the things we do is a lot of sketch comedy. That's kind of our forte. So we got HoliDAZE After Dark, which is an adult sketch comedy show that we're going to do November 11th and 12th. 19th and 20th, and it all center around the insanity.
And I'll put the link down below so you can send me the link, and I'll tag it down here so people can go check it out, buy tickets, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and it has kind of a cult following because people love the sketch stuff, and this one is going to be all based around Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, New Year's Eve, Saints games.
Man.
So all of that will be included. In fact, the Saints stuff.
We're going back to comedy and tragedy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 50 years of Saints, 50 years of Betsy.
Yeah.
But when we were on tour that time, when we were on the road, we would drive like maniacs to try to find a bar that would have the Saints game on it on a Sunday. And as we were doing it, we came up with the idea of a Saints show called Bless You Boys. And we've done like 7 episodes of Bless You Boys with different themes. We did Goodell's Revenge, we did Redemption, we did all these different theme stuff. And that kind of was the beginning of us trying to do sketch with a theme based.
Yeah.
And so we did a Valentine.
So it's totally when you say sketch, you got to help me out here. It's
like
not
Saturday Night Live
sketch
kind of stuff. So it's a series of like 6.
It's not improv. It's not whose line is it anyway.
No. Now a lot of our actors, because there's a lot of give and take, and we've worked together for a long time. There is opportunities for improv while you're in the sketch, but it's all scripted out and it's all rehearsed and it's all set to follow a certain way. Now a lot of theater and stuff always goes wrong.
Yeah.
There's always opportunity for improv.
Ad-libbing.
Yeah. And that's kind of what's one of our strengths is that we are able to just really play off of each other and just make it be fast and fun. And that's kind of we always say it's an irreverent romp through the holiday season. It's an irreverent romp through the black and gold.
Yeah.
So we've done Shine-ify, we've done Valentine, and that is going to be HoliDAZE After Dark.
HoliDAZE After. So it will be. This will be. And you said it's adult themed, so it's not. It's not a kid type of show.
No, I mean it's not like it's not for little kids, but I mean it's going to be all PG-13. It's a R. But that's another thing that we try to do too. Is like we just did the Robin Hood show at Dockville in Miro. And that was a very family-friendly show, and it was fast and it was loose and it was kind of like a Mel Brooksy kind of feel to it. That was a real production that we did at Dockville that was family-friendly, and then this is going to be more, adult-friendly.
Gotcha.
So we try to appeal to all of our, incredibly wonderful fans out there.
Your whole fan base across across both of them in St. Bernard.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the guy that lives in Miro, and you got the guy.
But I tell you, as we keep doing this, our base gets bigger and bigger, and it's amazing. Like the last time they had a guy who chartered a bus from Canada, and they all came to St. Bernard to see the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we have a pretty decent little loyal following. It's fun. And, you know, doing theater in New Orleans, you're always trying to figure out, it's like, all right, well, we can't have it on this Saturday because LSU plays.
This,
we can't have it Sunday because the Saints play. So
you got to find those days that are like.
Everybody fights for those same dates, you know.
Oh, yeah, for like festivals or anything like that.
Yeah.
So so do are you thinking about like getting a home base, or you thinking about still taking it on the road? Like, what's your future of Shine?
Well, right now, you know, the old Araby art scene is kind of booming, you know, and they just opened up the Valiant Theater there, and that's going to be like 120 seats, and I think that will play well for comedy because, you know, low ceilings and intimacy are the friends of funny. You know, anything too big feels not intimate enough to really make it fun. So I think the Valiant is.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's why when you see those stand-up comics who have full houses of crazy, you know, thousands of people in the auditorium and one mic and one spotlight, and they're able to make all of those people laugh. That's an incredible tribute that they're able to do that for like 60 minutes at a time. Yeah. So yeah, they always say low ceilings.
Low ceilings will give you a little bit more intimate.
It makes it more fun, and it's one of those things too. It's like if the person next to you laughs, then you're not as hesitant to laugh. You know what I mean? And that kind of helps the cause. So I married a girl with a really good laugh, so that she's not in the show, I just put her in the front. You know? and it helps the cause.
Yeah, center front seat so she can spread it.
Exactly.
It's like she's the laugh track. For you.
Exactly. Yeah, she's playing it in there. But as far as the future is, you know, there was an opportunity to have our own theater in Araby as this stuff was developing here. And it's one of those things that, you know, we all have full-time jobs and we all do this because we love it and it's because it's our passion. But at the same time, it's not our careers. It's not just what we do. Most of us are all educators. Most of us are either in the classroom or administrators or something. So, you know, we just didn't want to have a building that we were kind of, you know, having to take care of and maintain and do it all. We'd rather come in and partner with a local theater group, like we've done at the Castle Theater in Canada, like we've done at the Mid-City Theater, like we've done with Jim Fitzmaurice and bringing some history in.
A previous Coffee with Kevin guy. I love how these all these episodes tie in. I don't do it on purpose. I really do not do it on purpose. But in the episodes, some kind of way, we always mention one of the other episodes. So you've got to binge watch the whole series in order to get all the jokes.
Kevin and Joe.
You got to binge the whole thing because, like, we do mention that. Yeah, he's got a little theater across the street from here, and that'd be it's a fun little. That would be a great. It's like you say, low ceilings, kind of small feel. That'd be great for one of your comedy shows.
Yeah, and one of the things that we also do too is like instead of just doing all original productions, sometimes we'll produce other people's shows. Like we brought Jim Fitzmaurice into Showman. We do a series of stand-up comedies with Wes Cannon and Mike Strecker, and some of those guys will come in and do stand-up there. So, and then sometimes we'll mix some sketch with the stand-up. So
it's awesome. And you know, one of the things, especially like talking to like the talking to the guests and that we're doing here. It's interesting that people like that may have not been to the theater. Like I just love, like, I'm not a theater guy. I don't put myself in the theater guy realm. But man, I really enjoy it when I go. And I'm like, man, I gotta go more often. Like it's so much fun. It's so real. It's so personable. It's so like, you know, like so HD. You know what I mean? Like whoa. You know, and so it's so cool. So yeah, you need to come check out his show. Hit the links down there. It's funny. It's fun, and you're not competing with the Saints game, so it'll be easy to go.
Yeah. One of the other things they say is that when people come see our shows, normally the wife drags the husband to the theater. Our shows, the husband brings the wife, which is kind of unusual.
Because you're fun. It's a fun body like realm. You are, you know, what would happen, I guess, if William Shakespeare came from St. Bernard? That's you.
And I was born on April 23rd.
Oh, really? There you go. The Bawd of St. Bernard.
Coincidence.
Yeah. Barry, thanks so much for coming, man. I appreciate it. I'll be there for sure.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.